If I wanted to play love, let me look up game. Let me just look this up. If I wanted to play a game about love, okay, I'd play
Kingdom Hearts.
Love Island. Love is around. Cosplay love. Love too easily. I'm in love with your dead grandmother. I'm actually gonna download that.
Oh yeah, that sounds like a good game.
That sounds like a great game. But I don't know if Bungie will ever actually do that. They're too worried about making love stories about Saint 14 Osiris. Eris and the Drifter. Let's see what else here. Zavala and Zavala's dead wife. So on and so forth. You know what I mean? They're trying to turn the game into a romantic game when it was never supposed to be that. It was supposed to continuously feel eerie and dark, like we're barely alive, but somehow we're kind of making it. In my opinion, there should have never been any romantic relationships in that fucking game. That's why, in my opinion, Destiny needs to go to facing one another. We need to actually take full control of the darkness and full control of the Traveler and the light. We need to make it so we don't need our ghost. We choose to have them around. That's it. And then on the other side, there's people who just want to learn to use the darkness, but still help out the Traveler. That's what I want. And they're not going to give it to us. I know that. But that's what I want, and that's what will lead this game back to success. Everyone loves the Hive. All they have to do is make another Hive expansion, and people will come right back and eat that shit up. They'll eat it up. They'll eat it up like eating Savathun's thick ass. I can guarantee you that. They'll literally be like, they'll eat that shit like Savathun's ass. Even better, Marasov's thick cheeks of justice. They don't have solar vision either. It's for them. It isn't even to me. For them, it isn't even about making a good game that the players want to play. It's about spreading a message that no one ever cares about, and no one really even knows what the message is at the end of the day. What is it? Robots can love too? I already seen that in Detroit Become Human. It's a great game. They did a great job narrating that. I don't give a shit if Lakshmi can love. I don't give a fuck who she loves. I never cared who she loves. It doesn't matter to me who she loves. It won't matter to me who she loves. She's supposed to be the new big bad. Who the fuck did the Witness love? Tell me that. Can you tell me who the Witness loved? Who did the Witness love? No one. He didn't like Rogue. I mean, I guess he kind of did, but he just manipulated Rogue. You know what I mean? He manipulated Nezarec. He manipulated Callus. And any other disciples, because I think there's a few more we just haven't met yet, to use them to his advantage. The narrative Bungie's trying to push doesn't matter. No one gives a shit about Lakshmi because she is such a horrible fucking character. What is her new name? The director? I can't even remember her evil character name. It's that fucking stupid. She's non-threatening. Sure, she killed one of the 9. Whoopee. I'm sure we could have figured out a way to do that too. Congratulations, Lakshmi. And now you're looking for your perfect reality where you can find your wife? Like anyone gives a shit about that? If that's what you want to find? Not a golden age where none of this happened, or you conquered the darkness yourself, and you were the leader of the Vanguard and made it so the Fallen never came in general? There's so many other routes they could have done it for, but no, it's to find her stupid fucking dead wife. That's what it's for. No one gives a shit about Lakshmi's life or wife because she was a shitty character to begin with. There was no build-up for her. They just threw her out there and said, there you go. You know, I would have rather had a new big bad come out. Or maybe face some of the Winnower's disciples itself, besides the first knife, which was the Witness. What's the second knife look like? What's the third knife look like? What else do you have out there besides Lakshmi holding an echo that we're going to take away from her eventually anyway? And I wouldn't doubt it that it's going to be within the next 2 years at best. They're really going to try and milk this Lakshmi story that no one gives a shit about. And the worst part is they don't understand why no one gives a shit. I could explain to you why no one gives a shit. It's very simple. It's very easy. No one cares about your narrative because it sucks. No one gives a shit about Lakshmi because she was a horrible character to pick. You could have picked Amanda Holliday. That would have been a more interesting character. Maybe she got revived by a ghost and caught an echo. She would be a more likely character to do that. Okay? And she found some evil way to conquer some shit. We don't even know who her wife is. Or maybe we do, but we barely found out in dungeons. Every single one of those stupid little lore notes I find and it says anything about Lakshmi, I just can't cancel out of it. The conductor, that's what it is. I just cancel out of it, dude. I don't want to read that shit. I don't care. She's an uninteresting character, and Bungie has lost its way. The original, version of the Witness was going to be known as the Veiled or whatever. That was the original form. They had the original forms on there. They changed the Veil into the other part of the Traveler. It's yin to its yang. That's cool. Whatever. Then we got what the Witness actually is. The Witness has a badass backstory. It felt abandoned and it wanted to control the power that it was given, because they understood at any moment in time, holy shit, this thing can do whatever it wants, no matter what it wants to do, however it wants. I kind of understood where the Witness was coming from. I don't understand where Lakshmi's coming from, because the story's fucking stupid. I think Lakshmi should already be dead in the dirt. We should have killed her in the raid. It makes no sense to have her keep going. Lakshmi is a shitty character. A shitty fucking character. Nezrak, badass character. Rolk, badass character. The only reason Rolk died to us was because he never took us serious the entire time. Everyone knows that Rolk didn't take us serious the entire time. That is literally the only reason why he lost to us. Until his final phase, when he was about to die, that's when he decided to show us his true power. That's why he went around kicking us and not actually throwing hands with us, or sometimes he kind of hit us with his staff. That's why that happened. Nezarec was barely formed. That's why we were able to defeat him. The Witness took a campaign, a raid, and then a final mission to destroy him. Rhoda, son of Oryx, we destroyed him out of pure strength. Oryx we destroyed with light. This new raid doesn't even make fucking sense to me. It's a boss gauntlet that they use the power of the 9 of number 3 to be able to build all these large Vex infrastructures, and they can do kind of what Atheon did. Wow, we've never seen that before. I don't think Marathon isn't going to be where they want it to be. It's never going to be where they want it to be, because Marathon is 100% a dead on arrival game. It's DOA. It is dead on arrival. There's no doubts in my mind that this game will be dead on arrival. There's no doubts in my mind that this game will not succeed. There's no doubts in my mind that this game could currently and definitely end the future of Bungie as we know it. Bungie is ending Bungie as we know it through fucking Destiny, because they took a game that had a dark aura that made you kind of feel like you were a little fucked up, but at the same time you're defending your home turf, but you were also kind of going out and just killing shit to kill shit. Like the Fallen, we didn't really need to kill them that much. Like what damage could they really do? They were never going to really do too much fucking damage. Oryx had aura. Nezarec, believe it or not, even though he wasn't a hard raid boss, aura. The new raid, where's the fucking aura, dude? Where's the fucking aura? It's nowhere to be seen. It's not around here anymore. It's gone. It's gone with the fucking wind. This game is piss balls because they're too worried about making couples and having them fight over, I need to get my wife back. I don't see fucking Zavala over here trying to bring his wife back. No. I don't see that shit. They have...
Where was that energy? Where was this energy for Cade 6?
Exactly. They brought Cade 6 back for literally one campaign, when they didn't never need to really get rid of him. The original concept for us to even fix our ghost was us being able to wield the light and the darkness without our ghost and keeping him around. But they decided to scrap that and put Cade 6 in to make a very good ending to a campaign, but they still didn't need to do that. But
that was overkill. He was one of the bros.
Yeah, Cade 6 was quite literally like the best thing that game had. The game in its current state is about making couples for no reason. Lakshmi following her wife. No one gives a fuck about that.
This happens across the board. This is why WoW sucks. This is probably why many games suck, because of all the... This is what modern day game developers do, bro.
And it's
so fucking cringe. Make a badass game. We didn't buy fucking Beauty and the Beast. We bought fucking Blast Them Down 9000.
Exactly. Exactly. My whole point in a video game is I want to feel a little fucked up for what I'm doing. Just a little bit. And right now, I feel bored in that I'm killing her more out of obligation to get Lakshmi to shut the fuck up than anything. That is why I want to kill her.
Those devs, I bet you probably didn't even play Destiny 1. I didn't even play Destiny 2. They're just like, okay, so now it's going to be Hello Kitty Adventure Island.
That's what it feels like. It's Hello Kitty Adventure Island. I don't give a shit about them loving each other, man. I don't give a fuck about that. It doesn't matter to me. That doesn't matter to me. I don't want them to love each other. You want to know what's cool to me? Is that Shaxx went in and smacked the cheeks of Mara Sov from quoting an entire book from his head and never talked to her again. That's dope to me. That is the type of game that this is. That, if you were in war times, I understand you clapping as many cheeks as possible. That is badass to me, okay?
Oh yeah, I mean that's just what a badass warrior does. I mean that's just the shit you would hear in legends and fables of ye olden time. That's what you expect to hear. Not when they live happily ever after. Okay, what?
What is scary about a lady going to go through Vex timelines to try and figure out a version of her wife that fully agrees with her, pulling a new timeline into the current reality just so they could be together? Is anything scary about that? Or does that sound like a shitty made-up story concept by some lazy writers who can't even make it so they can get money anymore? They don't even want money, dude. If they wanted me to throw my money at them, they'd make an actual proper story. And that's why, Will, when I told you that we have to do Guardian versus Guardian now, it's literally our only option, in my opinion. It is literally our only option. If we had another option, I would put it on the table. I've put so many other options. At this point, the only other option is for us to face each other until we find a bigger baddie, okay, that isn't each other. Because currently, we are stronger than anything out there that we have. Okay, Lakshmi is nothing but a bitch. She stinks. She's horrible, alright? We could easily beat them cheeks, no problem. I guarantee it. Eventually she will be a shitty raid boss, or who knows, make it even better, a fucking dungeon boss. No one gives a fuck about Lakshmi. We need to make an actual story come back where the game feels kind of dark and eerie again, and they did a decent job with that in Beyond Light. You know, they did a decent job with that in Witch Queen. They did a decent job with that in The Final Shape. But even throughout those seasons, you could see that they're starting to lead to all these relationships that don't fucking matter to anyone. Like, I didn't care about Crow getting with Amanda Holiday. Why would I give a shit about that? That doesn't fucking matter to me.
Oh my god. That's so cringe. That is cringe. Do they understand that, or do they think it's just like, oh, they're gonna think this is so sweet. Oh my god, they're gonna love it.
A Hive expansion? Absolutely. A Hive expansion would be great.
This is why games suck, bro. Like this, right? Because there's incompetent devs in every fucking gaming company now.
There's incompetent devs because all they choose to fucking do is try to make games about love. No one gives a fuck about love. We want to feel like we're playing a war.
Yeah, you're selling love to the wrong genre, the wrong crowd. Man.
If I wanted to play,
gamers aren't trying to play lovey-dovey shit.
If I, you know what?
Like.
If I wanted to play love, let me look up game. Let me just look this up. If I wanted to play a game about love, okay, I'd play Love Island. Love is around. Cosplay love. Love too easily. I'm in love with your dead grandmother. I'm actually gonna download that.
Oh yeah, that sounds like a good game.
That sounds like a great game. Games. Call to the Sea, Arcana. We Love Katamari, or whatever the fuck that is. Love Struck, Sims 4. Love Live, Siren's Rest. You know, there's like a whole bunch of other games specifically made for that. But I'm definitely interested in I'm in love with your dead grandmother.
Oh yeah.
This dude is not developing great games. I can tell you that. There's no doubt in my mind these are horrible fucking games, but I'm still gonna download it anyway. I'm going to give it a fucking try. Online Battle Royale. 10 players, 1 freaky granny. That's what I'd play. It's some weird, stupid shit like that. But the fact of the matter is, no one gives a shit about love and relationships. But for a lot of people, they're not looking for love, they're looking for an exchange of some form. They don't really want to look for love anymore. And them forcing it upon people in games isn't working. You know, I mean,
there's the wrong genre for it. Like, gamers don't want to play a story about that shit. People want to play a story about blasting and shit.
Anime love girls. There we go. There's enough of these games out here, dude. Furries. Something about fucking furries, okay?
Those are for simps with a box of tissues next to
Mom
them.
Life Simulator. Oh, absolutely. Best Served Cold. Puppet Theater. I Made Her Up. Silence Under the Dome. Root Best Saved Cold. Burning Secrets. A Bara visual novel. Those are the kind of weird fucking games I'd play. That's not what I want to play. I want to play Destiny 2, where I was killing gods because they got in my fucking way. That's what I want to play.
Oh yeah, no,
the game
would just be that. I remember how big that it used to be, man. It used to be like you used to be walking up in the Oryx and shit, man. And there was some aura going down. Not no bullshit.
There was ultimate aura going down. Oryx got in our way, so we fucked him in the ass. That's what I want a game about. I don't want a game about this shit. I don't give a fuck about Lakshmi. I literally...
But Season of the Pirates.
I don't like pirates either. But, you know, that's my opinion. I understand why some people like pirates. Whatever, that's fine.
What kind of a crossover is that to begin with? Like, what? Okay. So Destiny, right?
There's
futuristic shit.
Space pirates. That's what it is. Space pirates. It makes sense. That's what the Fallens are. They're scavengers. They always have been scavengers. They're space pirates. So, I kind of get it. Didn't like it. Kind of get it. But
space pirates. Yeah, that is ridiculous.
At the end of the day, dude, I don't give a shit about fucking anything going on in Destiny 2 right now. I can't fucking fathom to give a fuck. I try, man. I want to love the game. I spent thousands of dollars on this game over the years. I have a wall dedicated to this fucking game. A wall. Zuva Arath, Savathun's sister expansion. It's coming, I'm sure. But don't worry, you're gonna find Savathun and Xivu Arath kissing each other with fucking tongue to create Oryx and have them respawn. That's where we're fucking headed right now. I don't want to see love. I want to see war. I play these games to see fucking war. I don't really want to see too many happy endings. Okay? I don't care about the fucking happy endings. I want to create the bad endings in these games. I want to push my own bad ending in this game, because fuck you, that's why. Not everything is about social justice or justice in general. Sometimes it's about actually pushing your own narrative as a guardian. And we can't follow the vanguard forever. You get what I mean? We're more powerful than Zavala because his bitch ass doesn't have a fucking ghost. Ikora can suck it at most of the time. You think that we can't beat her ass by now? Get out of town. You freeze that bitch with a stasis crystal, she's cooked. And then you crush her ghost, she's done. Okay? We should have pushed this narrative a long time ago and had a split off a long time ago of good guardians and evil guardians. And you know what? Now that we're past the final shape, we can quite literally just do that. No one fucking cares about Love and Destiny 2. You know what gives a fuck about Love and Destiny 2? I sure didn't. The only motherfucker that I would have considered loving in Destiny 2 would have been Cade 6, and that would have been as a brother. That's it. I don't give a fuck about the rest of them. Screw them. Have all the warlocks hit Ikora with a Nova Bomb. Have her gone. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter to me at all. I wanted a split between darkness and light for a long time now. And I feel like it's the time to do it right now. Just kill off Lakshmi. Do what you should have done a long time ago. Kill off Lakshmi, okay? Kill her off already. We don't want her around. We don't need Lakshmi around. And have an actual Guardian War. And then right in between that, when we're at our fucking weakest, have Savathun and Xivu Arath drop in on us, ready to fuck us up. That is a story. That is how it's done. It's not done because Lakshmi wants to pull a golden age of her fucking wife and child that we're not even sure is real or not forward. That's not how it's done. That is a shitty wannabe story because you're trying to push a narrative of love, not war. We're not always supposed to be on the defensive as Guardians. We're also supposed to be on the offensive. You think Master Chief was always on the defensive? You think Liu Kang was always on the defensive? You think Oryx was always on the defensive? You think 90% of the games you play, they were always on the defensive? I mean, You think Michael, Trevor, or Franklin were on the defensive? I'm sorry, we're not out here learning fucking Miyagi-Do, man. Miyagi-Do only works so much. You have to mix some Cobra Kai in that bitch to make it work. That is the only true reason and true way to master karate. I'm telling you, man. I'm not making this bullshit up. This is how you push forward a good game. And they've sucked at it for fucking years. Well, not years. They've sucked at it for months now. And the seasons have sucked for years. And even the good seasons, they're only so good. Like, here's the thing. I understand Savathun not wanting her brother to die again. And I do believe that we were the bad guys in that situation. I did like Season of the Heresy a lot. Because we were officially the bad guys in that situation. Okay? We were the bad guys because we killed her brother even after she helped us out. The only game I've played within years that I thought was decent with the Love Not War was Detroit Become Human, but it's also because if you don't push the love aspect of it, the game punishes you anyway. Elden Ring. How often are you being defensive? Tell me. How often are you being defensive in that game? Damn near never. Usually just running up to shit with a big sword and fucking them up.
That's the way you gotta go about it.
Fallout 4. How often are you thinking that? Mafia of the Old Country. Never really. Monopoly. Tell me. You think you're being defensive in that one? Not really. No, you're going on the offensive.
No.
Okay.
No.
Killer Frequency is the only one that cheese. Boy. Killer Frequency is the only one that might not fit in there, and it's because it's a weird thing. And that's because it's a different story-told game. It doesn't have weapons in it. It's a story-led game. Like the game I'm playing now, you might go on the defensive, but it's also a cinema-based game. It's a different type of game. There are certain games for it. Helldivers 2. How often are you defending unless you need to? You're not. You're going on the offensive. Mafia of the Old Country. 90% of the game is you attacking and falling in love with Isabella, who's a baddie, by the way. Sonic. Really? Do I need to fucking tell you?
Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games.
Do I need to fucking tell you? Need for Speed Heat. Skate is a different kind of game. Skur Ritual. Uno. I mean, I could go through fucking literally games upon games and show you which ones have been a success and which one haven't been. No idea if this one's good or not. Okay? Haven't played this one. Goat Simulator is a fun little game. Borderlands 4, you're on the offensive the complete entirety of that fucking game. Battlefield 6, you're on the offensive unless you need to be on the defensive. But for the most part, you're on the fucking offensive. You're trying to take territory. The moment you have to defend yourself, you're screwed. I mean, like, for the love of God, dude, just the amount of games that prove my point is ridiculous. You cannot always have your fucking back on the ropes. The Karate Kid movie, to be quite honest with you, the real Karate Kid was Johnny. Okay? Because
Johnny
that...
Bravo?
No, Johnny. I always forget his last name. But Johnny of Cobra Kai, the star pupil of Cobra Kai. Now, do I think his teacher was an absolute prick? Absolutely. But the new kid comes in town, tries to steal your girlfriend, you're not going to want to beat the shit out of him? Is that what you're telling me?
Oh yeah. No, just I'll be his
You're
best
telling me Russo, you're not going to want to beat Russo's ass. No, I obviously would. But in the movie, they made him seem like the good guy. And they had him learn defense the entirety of the time. No, he was never the good guy. He was always the bad guy.